whistled down the mountains and drove the snow and sleet in our faces. My hands and feet were often numb. We were all living on dry bread and black coffee. I slept in a room that never had a fire in it, and I often woke up in the morning to find snow covering the outside covers of the bed. There was a place near Arnot called Sweetytown, and the company's agents went there to get the Swedes to break the strike. I was holding a meeting among the farmers when I heard of the company's efforts. I got the young farmers to get on their horses and go over to Sweetytown and see that no Swede left town. They took clotheslines for lassos, and any Swede seen moving in the direction of Arnot was brought back quick enough. After months of terrible hardships, the strike was about won. The mines were not working. The spirit of the men was splendid. President Wilson had come home from the western part of the state. I was staying at his home. The family had gone to bed. We sat up late talking over matters when there came a knock at the door, a very cautious knock. "Come in," said Mr. Wilson. 3 men entered. They looked at me uneasily, and Mr. Wilson asked me to step in an adjoining room. They talked the strike over and called President Wilson's attention to the fact that there were mortgages on his little home held by the bank, which was owned by the coal company, and they said, "We will take the mortgage off your home and give you $25,000 in cash if you will just leave and let the strike die out." I shall never forget his reply. "Gentlemen, if you come to visit my family, the hospitality of the whole house is yours. But if you come to bribe me with dollars to betray my manhood and my brothers who trust me, I want you to leave this door and never come here again." The strike lasted a few weeks longer. Meantime, President Wilson, when strikers were evicted, cleaned out his barn and took care of the evicted miners until homes could be provided. One by one, he killed his chickens and his hogs. Everything that he had, he shared. He ate dry bread and drank chicory. He knew every hardship that the rank and file of the organization knew. We do not have such leaders now. The last of February, the company put up a notice that all demands were conceded. "Did you get the use of the hall for us to hold meetings?" said the women. "No, we didn't ask for that." "Then the strike is on again," said they. They got the hall, and when the president, Mr. Wilson, returned from the convention in Cincinnati, he shed tears of joy and gratitude. I was going to leave for the Central Fields, and before I left, the union held a victory meeting in Bloomsburg. The women came for miles in a raging snowstorm for that meeting, little children trailing on their skirts and babies under their shawls. Many of the miners had walked miles. It was one night of real joy and a great celebration. I bade them all good night. A little boy called out, "Don't leave us, Mother, don't leave us." The dear little children kissed my hands. We spent the whole night in Bloomsburg rejoicing. The men opened a few of the freight cars out on a siding and helped themselves to boxes of beer. Old and young talked and sang all night long, and to the credit of the company, no one was interfered with. Those were the days before the extensive use of gunmen, of military, of jails, of police clubs. There had been no bloodshed, there had been no riots, and the victory was due to the army of women with their mops and brooms. A year afterward, they celebrated the anniversary of the victory. They presented me with a gold watch, but I declined to accept it, for I felt it was the price of the bread of the little children. I have not been in Arnot since, but in my travels over the country, I often meet the men and boys who carried through the strike so heroically. End of chapter 5.